The book of Revelation is difficult, and it is sometimes it can be tough to really hone in into what its messages are. I want to point out something that could probably be useful, and I want to say this: although the book of Revelation is the most relevant book in terms of what's happening in the Bible today, the reality of it is that you will never understand the book of Revelation if you don't understand the character of God. I'm going to repeat that again. The book of Revelation cannot be understood unless you understand the character of God. Because the book of Revelation is the revelation of Jesus, the revelation of the character of Christ, right? And someone who is coming out and is purposely, interestingly designed. This is one of the things that I had when I was in my first walk with Christ, reading the book of Revelation. Why was the book of Revelation cloaked in all these symbolisms? And why is it so difficult to understand? Why doesn't God make it plain? In fact, that's a complaint of people who are not believers and say, well, if God really wanted us to know, why didn't he make it plain, easy to read? Well, the answer to that is basically, and this is a quick one, is that he does reveal it, but he reveals it to those who are his children, meaning those who are in his spirit, those who know his character, those who understand him for who he really is. Not for God is not meant to be understood by everyone, most especially by the unfaithful. And I will point out to you one verse, Revelation 12, verse 15. So the serpent, which we have identified, the scripture identifies as Satan earlier in the verse. So the serpent spewed water out of his mouth like a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. And I'll stop there. Basically, everything that you're seeing right now is an overwhelming flood of things. This is the way Satan operates. He floods things in a way that is overwhelming for anyone to take. He does it with people, he does it with news. You're bombarded with all kinds of things that are meant to disorient and to take your focus off what's most important, which is Christ. If he gets you to do this, he wins. Because fear will always lead you into his trap, always. Now, the rest of the verse talks about God helping the woman by opening his mouth and allowing the the waters to be swallowed up. But that's a supernatural thing that God does. In other words, what I'm saying is that for those who are believers in him and know the character of God, they know that there is no solution, no human solution that can prevent you from the schemes of the devil. But they know that God alone can help them into this situation so that all this information, all this flood of things that happens are swallowed up.